Hey everyone, this is Joe Rowan, and I am the lead fantasy analyst for Just Baseball. Coming at you today with some ADP value plays from picks 300 to 250. So, first, let's start out with Kumar Rocker of the Texas Rangers going right around an ADP of 300. Now, he's going so late because he's not currently projected for a rotation spot. It's kind of an issue, isn't it? Don't worry, don't fret. He's going to be in there in no time. It's going to take no time at all to pass up a guy like John Gray, especially with a guy with his tools. There's a reason people around the game are calling Rocker's slider the death ball. It's got more vertical tumble than any other slider out there, and he actually disguises it pretty well as a curveball, which fools a lot of hitters. It's a very, very dangerous pitch. He throws his four seamer about 42% of the time, and that slider I was just talking about, 39% of the time. So you know it's a good offering. It was actually ranked as one of the best prospect tools out of the MLB Top 100. And when you have a guy like this going around pick number 300, you got to cash in on that discount. With nasty secondary stuff, in addition to his 100-mile-per-hour heater, you know it's a good play. So, would you rather have a guy like Merrill Kelly or Reese Olson going around the same number, 300? Not me. I wouldn't. I would go with the upside play. I would go with Rocker all day long. And if you need more convincing, he actually once threw a 19 strikeout no hitter while at Vanderbilt. Yeah, he's that good. Go with Rocker. Next, let's talk about Matt Wallner on the Minnesota Twins. He's going around number 285. Now, out of everyone on this list, nobody else has power like Wallner does. He's got the rawest of raw power. Right? He's got a career OPS of 866 in 169 career games. And it's hard to find power like that so late in drafts. You know, he's one of five players who last year hit multiple balls 116 miles per hour or harder. You want to hear who else was on that list? Shohei Ohtani, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., O'Neal Cruz, and Giancarlo Stanton. Now, that's elite company to be in, so you know Wallner is very, very talented, and he can really boost your home run totals. Would you rather have a guy like Evan Carter, Jonathan India, Jung-Hoo Lee that are all going right around him, who none of them do anything particularly well? I would go with Wallner. I would take the power all day long. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of 2025, he has at least 25 homers. It's that type of floor with him. Even if he plays only 120 games, you know, Rocco Baldelli, his manager, started playing him more against lefties last season. So he could get, 120, 130 games played. So I like Wallner for his power. Now let's talk about Roman Anthony of the Boston Red Sox, and he's going right around ADP 282. He's got the most talent out of any prospect out there. He's still so young, so you know there's some risk involved, but this guy is an elite power speed threat, and his team context is strong. Though it's going to be hard for him to get on the field and get a lot of playing time because Boston's outfield is pretty crowded at the moment. But at the same time, when he does get the call, I don't think he'll look back. His AAA slash line last season was 344, 463, 519 with an OPS of 983. It's just amazing numbers. And, you know, that's through 35 games. But at the same time, that's the mark of how well a prospect is going to do once he gets to the big leagues. You know, that AAA line, you can trust that. And I trust it myself, and that's why I'll be investing in him at such a late price. Now, I would at the same time say, you know, pump the brakes just a little bit. We all saw what happened to Wyatt Langford just last season, who was solid. You know, he was great in September, but that was really only 1 month out of the year. And the same thing might happen with Roman Anthony. You know, it might take him a little bit to get going. So I would preach patience with the top prospect in baseball, and I think you'll be glad in the end that you did. Now let's talk about Ryan Mountcastle going at number 274 for the Baltimore Orioles. Those Orioles, they luckily moved in the fence for Mr. Mountcastle, who just hit 13 home runs last year, which is kind of disappointing total for sure. When, you know, before in 2021, he's hit 33 home runs before. But I would offer that the Orioles are moving in their fences, and his bat speed was in the 90th percentile, which I am a huge on that metric. And he is batting just behind Gunnar Henderson, Tyler O'Neill, and Colton Cowser. So he's got good team lineup context. You know, those 13 home runs would have been 20 in other parks, or if the fences were moved in Baltimore last season. So I would offer that he would be a good corner infield option for fantasy this season. I wouldn't take a guy like Andrew Vaughn or Jake Cronenworth going right around him, because those are floor players. Those guys have never hit 33 home runs like Mountcastle has. So I would go with Mountcastle, and I think it'll really help you in the end. Now for Wilyer Abreu. He's going at 265, and he's a part of that crowded Boston offense I was just talking about with Roman Anthony. Now, he's got a hard hit percentile of 94th in the league. His exit velocity was 86th percentile, and he hits to all fields. His 2023 AAA total in just 86 games, 22 home runs, 22 long balls in just 86 games at AAA. Now that's talent. He's got an aggressive chase rate, but that doesn't hurt you all that much in category leagues, only if it's points leagues. And if he's striking out at a high rate, that's really where it only hurts you. So I would go with Abreu, 22 home runs in 86 games. That's massive. And he's not scared to put the ball in play. He's playing in a great lineup. There's a reason that the Red Sox didn't include him in the Garrett Crochet deal, which would have sent him to the south side of Chicago, because they believe in him and they think that he has a very bright future at Fenway Park. So with that, I would encourage you to subscribe to our Just Fantasy Baseball channel. I'll be with you here all draft season long, including some tips and tricks for you to win your league.